Hello everyone, in this video we take a look at the ship build and I also will explain why I chose certain types and explain something behind it. Because I see a lot of good ships builds usually, but rarely there's something explained. And I choose the Prometheus 2. So this is the Loadout Path ship. Because I recently tried to do a playthrough with pirates and yeah, you lack basically a battleship type. You can take the Atlas Mk2, but it's more of a missile support ship kinda. And this is more of a close combat. And actually with 30 deployment points, in comparison to Conquest has 40, 4 of these can take on 4 Conquests and win. I tried it. I will show you at the end of the video. Hopefully it works again. So, okay, let's start. So my character has some skill that affect the performance. Basically tactical drills, plus 5% weapon damage for combat ships. There's a bit of speed. Here's the combat readiness, and flux regulation is plus 5 maximum flux capacitors and flux vents and flux dissipation capacity as well. So that's basically what affects some of these stats. But then I only built in one S-mod and no officers. So these are rather bare ships. So okay, what is the basic layout? In the fighter base, we put Cypher's support fighters. Those stay with the ship and defend, and they have an ion beam and burst PD lasers, point defense lasers. So they protect the ship, and everything that comes closer will get hit by ion beam. So the chance that they deactivate enemy weapons or systems as well, if their shields are dropped. So this is also the reason why I don't have a single point defense weapon on here. This is original civilian ship, so it's not that well armored and everything. So ideally we have a certain distance to our enemies. Now, the great thing about the Prometheus 2 is it has 2 hybrid slots, large ones. So we can put ballistic weapons here, which provides kinetic damage. So plus 200% against shields. And for this we have the Mark 9. And then we have the Tachyon Lance. The Tachyon Lance is very good against everything, particularly if the shields of the enemies are down, because it also provides EMP damage. So to stun the enemy or deactivate some of its weapons. Additionally, for kinetic damage, we have 2 hypervelocity drivers, which even outrange the Mark 9. And for basically damaging the enemy armor and everything, we have Hurricane Murph launchers. Now to extend the range, we have integrated targeting unit. And then we have a flux distributor because we want as much vents flux dissipation as possible. So as you can see, we are almost equal our flux dissipation to our weapons flux. Of course, if the enemy hits our shields, there's a bigger discrepancy. And I only put one S-mod in here. This is heavy armor because heavy armor costs 40 ordnance points. And the maneuverability, I don't think hurts too much. We have Omni Shields here. So we get a lot of ordnance points, which we can put in vents, flux distributor, and a bit in capacitors. So that's the basic idea. You have 3 weapons for kinetic damage, and basically 2. I mean, the Tachyon Lance also does hit the shields and everything else. But these are basically the ones that drive the kinetic damage up. And yeah, this is what we have all 4 of them. And now I show you how they do with regular conquests. So here's the setup. We fight 4 conquests with 40 deployments points each. So 160 points against our 120 points. 4 times 30. And I won't be commandeering the ship. I just wait for them now to catch up. And let's put it on autopilot and see how they're doing. And here you can see what the Tachyon Lances and Hypervelocity Driver does with EMP damage. All the guns are basically out of action. Disabled for now. This one took a heavy beating so far, but this one as well. And here the ion beams actually arc through of the ciphers. Oh, this one took a beating, that's why it's so far back. And can we finish it off? Yeah, looks good. So we have a lot of EMP damage basically from 3 different weapon systems. The Tachyon Lance, the Hypervelocity Driver, and the ion beams on the ciphers. Which basically provides a lot of suppression to the enemy fleet. In terms of disabling their weapons. I'm not sure if I would do this with that little hull left, but then again... Yeah, another Conquest is down. That is gonna be a close call. But he did it, yeah. And now we're just mopping up the last one. As you can see, our Prometheus took quite a beating. 3 of them are very damaged actually. I did this test now 3 times. The first time when I didn't record, it was a way better victory for them, so I think they were barely damaged, or at least I think none had more than 50% hull damage. Then I did a previous one where basically 3 were unscathed and 1 died because the other 3 engaged 1 ship together, and yeah, the 1 was left to die. So it's not a clear win every time so far. Oh, it's a clear win, but it's not without losses. But overall, since this is 10 more deployment points, and this is also not a combat ship, I think the build is doing rather well.